quick ad. With Time Twist, you get exciting, bizarre, and significant historical events delivered to your phone every single day. Enjoying this episode? There's so much more in the app. You'll find the link in the show notes. Let's get started.
Welcome to another deep dive, crafted especially for you.
Glad to be here.
Today is May 11th, and we're going beyond just marking a date. We're really diving into the history packed into this single day.
Exactly. It's amazing what you find when you focus the lens like this.
We'll be exploring significant events, key figures, from politics, science, art, you name it. Basically a shortcut through history, all tied to May 11th.
And hopefully uncovering some surprising connections along the way. It's not just about listing facts, is it? It's about understanding the echoes.
Right. So let's get into it. Where should we start? How about politics and power?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's jump to, well, relatively recently. The UK, 2010, May 11th. This was big.
Oh, yeah.
David Cameron becomes prime minister. That ended, 13 years of Labour rule?
That's right. 13 years?
But maybe the bigger story was the coalition. Conservatives and Liberal Democrats.
Definitely. That was a huge shift. Uncharted territory, really, for modern British politics.
It felt like a new era dawning, didn't it? You could already sense the big debates coming. Austerity, the UK's place in Europe.
Absolutely. That coalition formed right then. It directly shaped the austerity policies that followed.
Mm-hmm.
And you could argue that whole experience, two different parties governing together, it sort of changed the political landscape, maybe even paving the way for some of the dynamics we saw later with Brexit.
Yeah, that makes sense. A real turning point.
A foundational moment, really, for that decade.
Okay, let's rewind. Way back. 1812, May 11th again, but much darker.
Yes, unfortunately.
Spencer Perceval,
Yeah.
the British Prime Minister, assassinated.
Right inside the House of Commons lobby.
It's unbelievable. Still the only British PM ever to be assassinated.
It really is staggering, the audacity of it, especially then.
And this was during the Napoleonic Wars, too, so the country was already tense, war-weary.
Exactly. Imagine the shockwaves. A nation under huge strain from the war, and then this happens. An attack right at the heart of government.
It really underscores the instability of the times.
And the very real dangers leaders faced.
Okay, let's shift gears completely. Minds that changed the world.
Ah, yes. Some fascinating moments here.
May 11th, 1997. Garry Kasparov versus Deep Blue.
The chess match.
The chess match. IBM's supercomputer beats the reigning world champion.
Under tournament conditions.
Yeah.
That's the key part.
It felt monumental, like something fundamental had shifted.
It absolutely captured the public imagination. Was this the moment machines started to outthink us?
There was definitely that feeling, wasn't there? Excitement, yes, but also a little bit of unease about AI.
For sure. It wasn't just about chess.
Mm-hmm.
It symbolized this rapid advance in AI, blurring lines in areas we thought were uniquely human, like, deep strategy.
Made us confront what creating intelligence really means.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of brilliant minds, May 11th is also the birthday of Richard Feynman, born in 1918.
Oh, Feynman. What a character. And what a mind.
An absolute legend in physics. He had this knack, didn't he, for explaining really complex stuff.
Quantum mechanics.
Yeah, quantum mechanics. He made it seem almost understandable.
Almost. His ability to visualize and communicate those, frankly, weird concepts was just extraordinary.
He was involved in the Manhattan Project, of course.
Yes, a pivotal role.
And later, the Challenger disaster investigation.
Right. Brought his clarity and insight there, too.
Plus, he just seemed so engaging. The stories about him playing the bongos.
Haha, yes. He broke the mold of the serious scientist. He made physics exciting. His legacy is huge, both scientifically and, well, educationally.
Okay, from the quantum world to the art world, which can be just as perplexing sometimes.
Haha, true enough.
May 11th, 2015, Picasso's Women of Algiers, version O. It's sold at auction for, get this, $179.3 million.
Wow, yeah, that was a record at the time.
It just makes you stop and think, doesn't it? About art, value, the market.
It really does. It sparked huge debate about what drives those prices. It's this mix of genius, cultural weight, scarcity, and, well, big money.
Indeed. Now, sticking with art, another May 11th birthday, Salvador Dali, born 1904.
Dali, you just say the name.
And you see the melting clocks, right?
Instantly. Or the lobster phone.
Yeah.
And the mustache, of course.
He wasn't just in surrealism, he was surrealism in a way.
He absolutely embodied it. Master promoter, master artist. He lived it.
Yeah.
Changed modern art by dragging the subconscious out into the open.
Totally. And one more artistic giant born on May 11th, Irving Berlin, 1888.
Oh, a songwriting legend.
White Christmas, God Bless America. I mean, the list goes on and on.
American classics.
Yeah.
Embedded in the culture.
And here's the kicker. He couldn't read music.
Isn't that amazing? It just shows raw talent, that innate musicality. He didn't need the formal training, he just heard it.
An incredible gift. Tapped right into the heart of the nation.
Definitely. His melodies are timeless.
All right, let's pivot back towards science, but maybe more. Applied science. Medicine and human progress.
Okay.
May 11th, 1987. Baltimore. The first successful heart-lung transplant.
A huge milestone. Really pushed the boundaries of what medicine could do.
Imagine the hope that offered. Redefining the possibilities for people with organ failure.
Absolutely. It was built on decades of research, surgical innovation. It didn't just save one life. It paved the way for techniques that have saved countless others since.
Groundbreaking stuff. And going back a bit further, 1960, May 11th again, the FDA approves the first contraceptive pill in the U.S.
Ah, the pill. Transformative doesn't even begin to cover it.
Right. Empowering millions of women, giving them control over their reproductive health.
The social changes that followed were immense. It rippled through everything. Work, education, family structures.
A single invention with such a profound impact, still shaping things today.
It's a prime example of science triggering massive social shifts. Sparked huge debates, of course, but ultimately reshaped norms.
Now, the same date, May 11th, also carries a, let's say, heavier weight sometimes. Global politics technology.
Okay.
1998. India conducts underground nuclear tests.
Ah, yes. Pokhran II caused quite a stir internationally.
Understatement. A lot of unease. And then Pakistan followed suit pretty quickly.
They did. Escalated tensions in the region significantly.
What's interesting, though, is that India calls May 11th Technology Day because of this.
Right, which reflects that internal perspective, national pride, technological achievement, even alongside the global risks.
It highlights that complex mix, doesn't it? National ambition versus international security concerns.
Very much so. Different viewpoints on the same event, depending on where you sit.
And it's fascinating to contrast that with something else that happened on May 11th, just a few years earlier, 1995.
Oh, wow.
170 nations agreed to extend the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty indefinitely.
Ah, the NPT extension. A major diplomatic achievement.
So you have this global commitment, in principle at least, to limit nuclear weapons.
Contrasted sharply just 3 years later by India's tests, demonstrating a different path.
Exactly. It really throws that ongoing tension into sharp relief. The push and pull over nuclear proliferation.
It perfectly illustrates the complexities. The desire for capability versus the collective effort for control. It's a constant negotiation.
Okay, let's move to moments of extreme human endeavor and sometimes tragedy.
Right.
May 11th, 1996, Mount Everest.
Oh, the disaster.
Yeah.
The blizzard.
Yeah. 8 climbers died. It was the deadliest day on the mountain up to that point.
A horrific event. Made famous by John Krakauer's book, Into Thin Air, among others.
Such a stark reminder, isn't it, of nature's power, the risks involved in pushing those limits.
Absolutely. It became this huge cautionary tale,
Yeah.
raised so many questions about commercialization on Everest, risk assessment, judgment calls at extreme altitude.
That allure of the extreme versus the brutal reality.
A very fine line.
Now, completely different kind of drama, but drama nonetheless. May 11th, 2013, football.
Okay, not my primary area, but I'm listening.
Wigan Athletic, they beat Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Huge upset.
Ah, I do remember hearing about that.
No problem.
Against all odds, right?
Totally. Pure joy, pure triumph for them. But then, the twist.
There's a twist.
3 days later, they get relegated from the Premier League.
Oh, wow. From the highest high to the lowest low. Just like that.
Exactly. It's almost like a metaphor for life, isn't it? The crazy ups and downs, especially in sports.
That really captures it. Unforgettable victory, immediately followed by crushing disappointment. Triumphant adversity, side by side.
Wild story. Okay, let's jump way, way back again. 868 AD, China.
868, okay.
May 11th, the printing of the Diamond Sutra.
Ah, yes. The oldest known, complete, dated printed book.
Predating Gutenberg's press by centuries. It's incredible.
Truly remarkable. Shows the ingenuity happening in different parts of the world.
And just think about the impact, making knowledge, religious texts in this case, more widely available. A huge step in disseminating ideas.
It really puts our own information age in perspective, doesn't it? This was revolutionary technology for its time. A pivotal moment in communication history.
Absolutely. Okay, jumping forward again. Year 2000. May 11th, a demographic milestone. India's population officially reaches 1 billion.
1 billion. Just think about that number.
1 in every 6 people on Earth at that time.
Wow.
A moment of, well, national significance, but also highlighting immense challenges, right?
For sure. How do you manage resources, infrastructure development aspirations for that many people? It raises enormous questions.
The sheer scale is hard to comprehend.
It really is.
Yeah.
A major moment in human population history.
And finally, let's touch on cinema. May 11th, 1927.
Okay, Hollywood.
Pretty much the founding of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
Ah, the Academy. The folks behind the Oscars.
Exactly. It started here. The idea was to elevate cinema, see it as more than just flicker shows.
Recognize it as an art form.
Right. And to foster collaboration, set standards.
It was a crucial step in professionalizing the industry, giving it structure, recognition, and ultimately the glitz and glamour of the Oscars, which still captures the world's attention.
So there you have it, May 11th. It's not just a date, is it?
Not at all. It's like a cross-section of human experience.
We've seen political shifts, like the UK coalition,
The tragedy of Percival.
technological leaps with Deep Blue beating Kasparov,
Feynman's genius.
artistic explosions with Picasso's Price, Dali's Birth, Berlin songs,
Medical breakthroughs like the heart-lung transplant, the pill.
complex global moments like India's tests versus the NPT extension,
Human drama on Everest. Wiggins roller coaster.
ancient innovations like the Diamond Sutra,
A huge population milestone.
and even the founding of the Academy shaping how we see film.
It really is a rich tapestry.
It really makes you think about how interconnected everything is, doesn't it? How events from one May 11th might ripple out and, subtly influence another down the line, or even our lives today.
Absolutely. The echoes are always there if you listen.
So maybe something for you to ponder. What echoes of May 11th do you notice in the world around you now? How might these past moments still be shaping our present?